What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Comics Clash. As Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has been in theaters for about a week now, today I'm going to be giving you guys my full ranking of every single Guardians of the Galaxy member. So this list is going to be including all the characters that I believe deserve the title of being a Guardian of the Galaxy. So I'm not going to be including Adam Warlock or Phyla, a couple of the new ones. But other than that, all the Guardians are on this list, and it's going to be a fun ranking to do. Also, I just want to mention that there are going to be two Gamoras in this list, as I think they're both two different personalities. And spoiler warning if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 yet. With that said, let's dive into the ranking. Alright, in last place, Cosmo the Space Dog. Now, I think Cosmo is a sweet little character. She's a nice dog, and, you know, she has some nice fun moments throughout the entire film. But I just don't really get invested in her character, and the way that they just introduced her in the holiday special was not a great idea if they really want to make a compelling character. She's just kind of there. She doesn't really have that much to do, but she has a nice moment at the end where she helps, you know, connect the two spaceships, and in helping bringing all of our guardians, the animals, and the kids to safety, which was actually a nice moment for her. And then Mantis supporting her, saying she's a good dog, was super sweet. And then the little moments with Kraglin, as he thought she wasn't a good dog, but by the end, you know, he said, "You're a good dog," and I thought that was kind of sweet. But overall, her character doesn't get that much to do. It was a weird introduction for her, being introduced in the holiday special just like that. And I just don't really care all that much about her character, and we already have the best animal character that we could ask for. Coming in at number 10 is Kraglin. Now, Kraglin actually has some nice moments throughout his time inside of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, as he was a Ravager at first, and then him becoming a member of our Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think I really liked his character arc, as he was trying to live up to what Yondu was, and trying to continue the legacy of Yondu and use the Yaka arrow to its potential. And I really felt with his character as he couldn't do it, right? But then by the end, he completes his arc. He's able to use the Yaka arrow properly. And I think that was a really nice little character arc for his character. And I'm actually glad that they kind of sidelined him a bit. He doesn't really feel like he'd fit in with the main Guardians, but he does have some nice character moments. He does have a really great arc, and I actually really enjoy his character. Only really issues I have is that sometimes Sean Gunn, you can kind of feel that his acting's like a bit off with the character. And there are some moments in the previous two Guardians films that feel a bit off with his character. But overall, I think he's a simple and sweet character that's pretty great, and I actually like him inside of the Guardians. At number 9, we have Gamora 2. So past Gamora. And honestly, I think they did an alright job with her character. I was actually really worried about her inside of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 going into it, but I actually came out pleasantly surprised with what they did with her character, and I actually kind of enjoyed it quite a bit. I like that she was able to like say that she's not the person that Gamora was, the Gamora we knew. She's not that, and I think she was able to do that in a nice, respectful way. And you really feel Star-Lord's pain, but you can also understand where Gamora's coming from, and I think that's really cool. I actually just like what they did with both of the characters inside of this situation. And I think Gamora 2 also has some nice moments. She has some nice funny moments where she's guarding the ship, and I actually personally enjoyed her throughout the entire film. My one issue, though, was the ending where she finds family within the Ravagers, and I actually thought that was super dumb because the Ravagers, like, they weren't really a full family, and I think Gamora would have fit better with our Guardians either way, and just fitting her into the Ravagers felt like really off and a dumb idea to do. But overall, her character is pretty good, and I enjoyed her in Volume 3. Then we have Mantis. Now, there's a pretty big gap between Gamora 2 and Mantis, and I think Mantis is just like the most pure Guardian of the Galaxy. She's the most nice, she's the most kind, and I really like that about her character. She's super sweet, and it's fun to see her on screen just trying to bring our Guardians together, trying to stop them from fighting and arguing. And she's a sweet character, right? Because she really loves her brother Star-Lord, and she really loves the whole team, and I think that's what's special about her character. And yeah, I think Mantis is just such a great character. Palm gives a great performance, and she really gives you that sweet vibe that Mantis gives off. Mantis is just like one of those characters that really supports our team and is just always there for them, which I think is great. She also has like a little bit of a harder story inside of Volume 2 where you learn that she was kind of having to be a slave to Ego throughout so long. But, she's able to find family within the Guardians, and I think that's really great. My only issue with her character was how they ended her off in Volume 3. It made no sense that she had to go find herself. It was like, what, you already have family here. It's your found family. Come on, you gotta stay with them. And then her splitting apart from the team just felt unnecessary, and it didn't really work for me, the way that she was leaving. And I just didn't really, I just didn't really think it's a great idea, because she's so special to the team, and she is a part of the team. I don't get what she was saying by that point. But other than that, I really love her character. She has some great funny moments, some great comedic moments, and she's just an all-around sweet character, and I really like Mantis. At number 7, we have Gamora, the original Gamora, and I really love the original Gamora. They ended her off on such a harsh note, but it really worked for Infinity War. And, you know, seeing her story progress throughout the previous film and how it could have been for Gamora 2 after watching Volume 3, it's a lot, honestly. And I really love the original Gamora. I think her and Star-Lord have such a sweet relationship, and she's one of the darker characters inside of our Guardians who has a more traumatic past. And, you know, her being happy by spending time with the Guardians is really special to see. And I just really enjoy Gamora inside of these films. She brings a nice little bit of charm and a nice little bit of support for my boy Star-Lord. So I really like Gamora. I love her relationship with Star-Lord. I really love how they ended off her character, but it hurt, but it made a lot of sense. It was an honorable sacrifice, and we should all remember Gamora, you know, dying in that timeline. Other than that, yeah, I really enjoy Gamora. She doesn't just really top all the other Guardians, but she's a good character, and I quite enjoy her. At number 6, we have Nebula, and it's actually pretty crazy for me that I put Nebula over original Gamora. And if you asked me before watching Volume 3, Nebula would have been much lower on this list. But after Volume 3, Nebula, she's a great character. I really love what they do with Nebula. Nebula, she was probably the most broken character out of our entire Guardians. She's the most dark and hateful Guardian, but by the end of this film, you can really feel that there is some love left inside of her, and that's really sweet. I love Karen Gillan's performance throughout the 3 films, and I actually really enjoy the sister relationship that her and Gamora have throughout Infinity War, Endgame, and then a bit of Volume 2, which was actually really cool. But what really made Nebula just go a bit higher on my list was the fact that she cried when she found out Rocket was okay. And I think that it's so sweet just thinking about it. Because Nebula, she's the most dark, cold-hearted character in the Guardians as you see throughout the films. But when she heard that her friend Rocket's okay, she cried, and it made me so happy. It was one of those moments that are like, oh man, this is a real team, this is a real family, and that's what's so special about Nebula's character. She really does care about them, and you can see that inside of Volume 3. Not only that, but she has some amazing one-liners, some great jokes, and she's just always fun to be around and watch on screen, and I just really love that. And especially the fact that her and Rocket were the only ones alive during Endgame, and that they kind of built up a little bit of that kind of relationship. And then her finding out that Rocket's okay, it hurt to watch, but it was so sweet. And I just love Nebula as a character. I think Karen Gillan does a great job, and I just really enjoy her. My only really issues come back from the original Guardians of the Galaxy, where she was super annoying, really like bossy, kind of like, I just didn't really like her character all that much. But now progressing all the way from then to Volume 3, there's a nice real arc there, and I really love that. At number 5, we have Yondu, and honestly, I wasn't going to include Yondu on this list, but I'm like, you know what, I have to. Yondu is amazing. Yondu's the GOAT. My favorite blue alien of all time. Yondu is the best. You know, Yondu, he was cold. He was a bad person. But do you really see that he actually did care for Peter, and that he was always there for him? Even when the Ravagers were not, even when his whole team was against him, Yondu still protected him in his own kind of harsh way. And then by the end of Volume 2, you're really in tears seeing Yondu die, and him getting the proper Ravager funeral, it's just really special. I think his character was just done so well. His acting is phenomenal, and just the moments he has with Peter, it hurts to watch. He may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy, and that's right, Yondu's the best. I love Yondu so much. He's amazing inside the films that he's in. He gives a great performance, and I just love him a whole lot. Especially with the Yaka Arrow scenes, there's some amazing fight scenes. And I just really love Yondu a whole lot. It would have been so cool to see him in Infinity War and Endgame, because he could have took out the armies with that arrow, and it would have been cool to see. I love Yondu so much. At number 4, we have Groot. And honestly, I was probably going to split up Groot into 2 different characters, like the original one from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and then Baby Groot, Teen Groot, and New Groot. But I just decided to put them all into one spot, and that's why Groot is at number 4. Groot, he's a special character, especially being the heart of the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. As you know, the team was kind of still getting together, getting to know each other, and they were still kind of having a little bit of a hate relationship with each other. Groot was the glue that brought the team together. He was the one that, you know, whenever they were fighting and whenever things got tough, Groot was there, and that's why I love Groot. Groot was amazing. The final moments in Guardians of the Galaxy where Groot dies and he sacrifices himself for his newfound family, it's special, you know. We are Groot, and then the rest of Groot, he's always awesome. Baby Groot is super cute, and that opening dance scene of Volume 2 will always be my favorite dance scene. Like, it was so sweet. Him just doing the little moves and getting all worked up over the music is so cute. Teenage Groot was actually kind of funny. I don't really get the hate for him. He was a little bit annoying, but I still loved him. And then him being able to make Stormbreaker for Thor was awesome. And then, of course, we have New Groot inside of Volume 3, who's just so fun to be around. Even though he doesn't do as much in this film, he still has some great moments, especially with Rocket. You know, Rocket almost dying, and Groot's there right by his side as Groot is his friend, and that's special. And then the scenes in Infinity War where he says, "I am Groot," and then it translates to Dad, which is just, it hurts that he disappeared for that long. And, you know, now he's back in Volume 3, and I actually enjoyed him quite a bit. He has some standout moments, and then, of course, the I Love You guys, where we're able to finally understand Groot. And I think that's great. That's such a special character. I love him so much, especially from the first movie, where he is just the standout character that really brings the team together. Kicking off the top 3 is Drax, and I absolutely love Drax so much. He's the perfect character. I love Drax so much. You know, the fact that he doesn't understand analogies and metaphors and all that stuff is super funny, and he's a great comedic character, but he also has so much heart, so much devastation, a really heartbreaking past, and hearing everything that happened to his character, it really hurts to watch. And then by the final scene in Volume 3 where he's dancing with the kids and he's happy, it makes me happy. I love this team so much. Can't even control my emotions right now, as Drax is such a special character, you know. His family, his wife dying and his child dying, it hurts like hell to hear him keep on saying that and, you know, mentioning it and how he really wants to kill Thanos before, and it was just so hard to watch. But then by the end of Volume 3, he's happy, and that makes me happy. He wasn't meant to be a destroyer, he was meant to be a dad, and that's why Drax is such a special character. I love him in all 3 films, and I actually really enjoy him in Infinity War and Endgame as well. Dave Bautista does an amazing job with the character, just giving us this beautiful performance. And then, of course, the comedic timing, the great comedy moments with Drax, and then the moments with Baby Groot and the whole team as well. Drax just fits in so nicely, and I love him so much, especially his dynamic with Mantis. And yeah, Drax hits me in the feels, and I just love his character a whole lot. Our runner-up is Peter Quill's Star-Lord, and you know, the whole focus of the Guardians trilogy was mainly focused on Star-Lord, and you see his whole progression throughout the entire franchise. It's perfect. It's really perfect. My main problem with Volume 3 was how the team split up, but the only character where it really made sense and it really completed his arc properly was Star-Lord, and that's what I really loved. And then, you know, starting it off with his mom dying from cancer, him being abducted by Yondu and the Ravagers, him living out his life as just an outlaw, all alone, you know. I mean, he had Yondu for a bit, but he didn't really truly connect with Yondu until later on in Volume 2. He was just kind of on his own, but then finding found family inside of the Guardians was really special, and just seeing his journey progress throughout the entire franchise is so amazing. Also, not to mention his perfect taste in music and his great comedic timing. I love Peter Quill so much. He is the Star-Lord, man. He's the perfect character. Honestly, Chris Pratt gives an amazing performance as Star-Lord, and I don't get why people hate on him so much, because he really puts his heart into this character, and especially in Volume 3, you really see that he's the core of this family. He's the leader, and I love that. I love everything about his character, his music taste, his comedic timing, and of course his emotional character arc that he goes on throughout these films. I love Star-Lord so much. But coming in at number 1 for me is Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon, hilarious and heartbreaking. Rocket Raccoon is the most special character out of all the Guardians of the Galaxy. I love this entire team. I love every single member, even the ones at my bottom of this list. I love them all so much, but Rocket is truly the most special character out of the Guardians of the Galaxy for me. He has such a heartbreaking backstory, and it's hard to watch seeing how he had only those 3 friends of his, and they died by the hands of the High Evolutionary. And then him being all alone, but then he finds family within the Guardians as well. And it's great because Groot was the only friend he'd ever have, but then he had a family, just like he wanted with his old friends, and then he was able to fly in the beautiful and forever sky with his newfound family. And then seeing, you know, the scene where Rocket almost dies, and he's in heaven, and he sees his friends, it hurts so much, and Lila's like, you're not done yet, and then Rocket comes back. There's so much with his character that's so amazing, that it's just so hard to put into words. I love everything about Rocket's character. I love everything that they do with it. I just really wish he killed the High Evolutionary. Like, that guy deserved it, bro. Why do you have to do that to him? Why do you have to hurt Rocket like that? And yeah, the one scene where he's screaming over Lila's body, just there, you feel the agonizing pain of that scene. It hurts. It hurts so much to watch, and that's why Rocket's character, you know, him being the most broken member of the team, and then just him being fixed by the team, you know, him finding family and finding something to, you know, strive for, live for. It was great. I love Rocket's character so much, not to mention the fact that he's absolutely hilarious. A lot of Rocket's lines are great. He has so many great jokes throughout the entire film, and him and Star-Lord having a little bit of beef, them kind of not really agreeing with each other previously, but, you know, they still deeply down cared about each other. Star-Lord said he was his best friend so many times to Guardians Volume 3, and I think that's really special. And then him giving him his Zoom or Zool or whatever it was, the music thing, I thought that was really special, you know, passing down the aux cord to my boy Rocket. I love Rocket so much. Every single scene that he's in is either heartbreaking or hilarious, and that's why he's such a special character. Man, I love this team. They are the perfect family. They are the most imperfect, perfect family of all time. One of the best superhero trilogies of all time. One of the best movie trilogies of all time. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. Share your ranking of all the Guardians of the Galaxy members down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.